when I first saw myself on the telly, I had to get quite drunk to watch myself.
Podfast is back. 6 minutes, one guest, and no time to waste. David Bradley, you have brought to life characters such as Argus Filch in Harry Potter, Walder Frey in Game of Thrones, and also my favourite, the First Doctor from Doctor Who. But if we rewound your tape, what are those inflection points where it could have turned out really differently for you?
Well, the first one that comes to my mind is when I was like 15. I spent most of my time kicking a ball about the council estate where we lived in York, and I'd just left school, no qualifications, and left no trace of my being there. I just hated it, and so there was nothing much to do. And one of my mates said, "There's a new youth club opened in York," and so we just joined up. Not much to do, bit of table tennis, a dartboard and a record player. And one day the youth club leader said, take this cup of tea down to Mr. Pickering in the basement. So in drama, I'd never heard the word drama, I'd never seen a play. So I took this cup of tea down, this is true, and Mr. Pickering opened the door and said, "Come in, boy." He was a bit intimidating, and he took the cup of tea and he thrust a piece of paper under my nose and said, "Read that aloud, boy." So I was a bit nervous, and I did as I was told in those days. I don't now.
It's changed, hasn't it?
And I read these words, and I can still remember them, and the words were, "Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers." Now, I didn't know where it came from either. No, I can see by the look. And it was from Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. I'd never seen a Shakespeare play or read any of his stuff. But I quite liked saying it. I didn't really understand it at all. And he said, "Marvellous. Congratulations. You've got the part." I said, "What part?" He said, "Mark Antony in Julius Caesar."
Wow.
All right. And it's the first time, all the time I was at school, nobody ever said anything I did was marvellous. My school reports were like, fair, could do better, must try harder, that kind of thing. Anyway, but it was too late because I was in love with Shakespeare, and that was it. And that's continued over the last coming up to 70 years, and I still and it changed my life literally. I mean, I suppose it's the first turning point I can think of.
Yeah. So that one seminal moment that happened. How old were you?
15.
15. And I've heard that in your first public performance, you actually fainted from nerves. And yeah. And I wanted to ask, for those people that have had setbacks in their career, how do they therefore move forward from that?
Well, just don't be nervous. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Easy.
And now if I get nervous, I think I have to tell myself off, because I thought, I'm getting nervous because I'm thinking about myself. I should think about the audience and telling the story, making it fun for them.
Mm-hmm.
And a confidence comes with experience. You can't just say to somebody, "Don't be nervous." That's the last thing I'd say. I just say, get enough experience, either in front of an audience or in front of a camera. When I first started on stage, I must have done some terrible things. And when I first saw myself on the telly, I had to get quite drunk to watch myself. Because I thought, why are you doing that? Why are you pulling that face, But if it's what you want to do, I would say to anybody, just go for it. And we've all had massive setbacks. I've had them, and I've had periods out of work and thinking of giving it up, and then you get a break, and then you think, "Oh, this is a break." Well, I got my first telly, and then I spent a long time out of work before another door opened. Don't think of it as a constantly upward curve. It's what's it called?
A wave.
Yeah, like Big Dipper, you know.
Yeah.
Where it goes up and down, but you mustn't get down. But just accept that it's feast and famine, we
Feast and
call
famine.
it.
It's great. And I can see when you talk about this, your eyes light up with a passion that
Yeah.
shows that you're in this for the long haul,
Yeah.
being these actors and all the different roles that you've had.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to some respects, we're all actors throughout the life, playing different roles.
Yeah.
The mother, the father, the student. But since you've been in so many of these roles, what has that taught you about talking to, managing people, as you can reflect upon their stories?
Well, just because I used to be so shy, I wouldn't ever form an opinion, because I thought, if people might think you're stupid, don't open your mouth and prove them right, you know. But now I just feel what's to lose by just speaking your mind and asking questions. I mean, I've met some amazing people and worked with some amazing people. And to start with, I say, I don't want to open my mouth and make a fool of myself, because I didn't have the words to express myself. Now, I realise that people like you to ask questions. And, well, in my case, a lot of quite famous people have been only too happy to share their thoughts and
Exactly.
answer what I have to say. But now, I don't care. I'm happy. If I say something stupid, I say, well, I can blame it on my age.
That's brilliant. I've got to ask as well, whilst I've got you here, what is your opinion on the new cast for the Harry Potter TV remake?
Well, I've only seen a picture of the new Harry Potter, and he looks great.
Yeah.
He's a little heartbreaker from see, but I don't know anybody from the films that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always on nodding acquaintance with Paul Whitehouse.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about him playing Phillips, because he's a bit good.
Oh, dear.
He's very funny, and I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure he'll be brilliant, and the casting looks really good, and I wish them well, but not too much.
You still want to be the top Filch, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll be great. But I'll be interested to see.
David, I could genuinely speak to you for hours over so many things, but we have a closing tradition on this podcast, which is where, regardless of the guests, we ask them this one question. And if you could say your answer directly into that camera lens.
Oh, I'm on camera.
Yes, you're on camera everywhere.
Didn't know that.
What is one message that you've never sent, but you wish everyone would receive?
I love you.
Brilliant. We're going to frame that. We're going to put it on everything. Just Valentine's Day. We've got this message sorted.
Oh, right.
That's fantastic. So, David, thank you so much for your time, and it's been great having you on podcast.
Thanks, Dave. All the best. Thank you.
See, it wasn't too hard, was it?
No.
Nice and easy. And now you can go about your day.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, mate.